Welcome to the Investor Fuel Real Estate Investing Show, where I interview the nation's top real estate entrepreneurs, industry leaders, and other amazing entrepreneurs to help educate and inspire you to take your business and your life to the next level. My goal is to add tremendous value to you during every single episode of this show. If you get value, I'd love it if you subscribe on your favorite podcast player, subscribe on YouTube, and my very favorite, please share this with your community so we can impact even more entrepreneurs. Let's start today's show. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Exciting day today. We're going to be talking about creating content for your business, whether you're a pro doing it or you haven't done anything at all yet. We're going to kind of talk about the importance of that and how to get started, really. And I'm here with Esteban Andrada. So, Esteban, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. Glad to get started. I know we just talked last week at another event. I know you guys have a lot of good stuff going on.
Thanks, brother. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. So you're doing a lot of stuff with content. Obviously, I'm doing a shitload of proverbial shitload of podcasts, and I've been creating content for a long time, and always trying to get better and try to get better. And there's a lot. It's a constantly kind of moving target. There's a lot of innovation here, a lot of AI that helps stuff with now, a lot of ability to outsource things. So I'm excited to dive into this. But before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your background?
Yeah, so I'm we can call it a serial entrepreneur in the real estate space. So I joined this vertical in 2019 when I started trying to wholesale, trying to flip. Had a lot of failures doing that and lost a lot of money in my first flip. And wholesaling for me was all this work to then restart back again. So then I got into the agency game, helping wholesalers get motivated seller leads through Facebook ads and Instagram ads. That was my first ever agency. And then we evolved, the company grew to $200,000 months. And then we had a ton of clients. We've been in the game for already 5 years now, 5-6 years. And throughout that time, I actually gave birth to another company. I partner up with a VA company that they used to do VAs in the Philippines, but I told them, let's not do VAs in the Philippines. Let's do VAs where I come from, Latin America, right? Colombia, Mexico. So we built this other agency called Remote Latinos, and this company has now already employed about 1,500 people now. And I want to say 40% of them have been real estate wholesalers and investors.
Okay.
So yeah, we've been running for 3 years now. And so I have multiple companies, one that I run full time, which is Hustle Media, GetSellers.io. And the other one is run by my business partner. He's the CEO of that company called Remote Latinos.
So that's cool, man. Thanks. So let's talk about content. So why, a lot of people do content wrong. A lot of people are probably one of the biggest problems is people just don't do it at all. Or if they do it, they're inconsistent. So just talk about like some of the reasons why it's important to create social media content for specifically for business owners.
Yeah, man. So I'm going to tell you something that might blow a lot of people's mind, because the first time that I actually start building my company, I only focused on content, and specifically content on Facebook groups, on my Facebook profile. I used to create, I used to write text giving a lot of value on specific topics, whether that's lead gen, lead follow-up, sales, lead management, hiring, whatever. I used to post these things in Facebook groups, so people started knowing me on Facebook groups, other Facebook groups, not necessarily my own Facebook group, but like other Facebook groups. Like I would just hop in and just give value without selling anything. But that's because I really was passionate about teaching and serving others, like showing them that there is a possibility that there's a better way of doing things. I understand and I acknowledge that people sometimes have struggle in like going to another level. But in my opinion, people are not better than you. They just know something that you currently don't know. They're doing something you're currently not doing, and they believe in something you currently don't believe. So whenever I was creating content, I went from maybe doing $5,000 a month, $6,000 a month to $65,000 a month only creating content on Facebook groups. So I would create content on Facebook groups, and then people would, acknowledge it, they love it, they comment, they like it. And some of that content has had a call to action. Be like, hey, if you need help generating leads, let me know below. So I would just reach out to them because they basically have given a comment, and then I would just get into a sales call. But I started my agency only generating content on Facebook groups. And now there's many ways to actually do that. There's literally so many channels that you can actually focus on, or you can actually do. And it can become very, very confusing. It can become overwhelming as well, because there are so many channels that you can just create content on. Right now I have content on YouTube, I have content on Instagram, on Facebook, I have content on TikTok, and a lot of that is basically recycled. But it's for someone that it's not that doesn't have a team right now, I highly, highly recommend that you focus on only one channel to create content. And if you have some sort of passion, even if you don't have full expertise, but you have passion about something, you can dive into that passion and into that obsession that you currently have at that season in your life and create content around that. So, for example, right now, I've been passionate about real estate for a long time, but I've been passionate about marketing ever since I started my business. Now I'm passionate about just building businesses and like helping other real estate investors and wholesaling build a better business, right? But that encompasses a lot of different topics. So I've been focusing on how to grow my YouTube channel to other levels that I've never run it before. Like I've been maybe adding 150 subscribers, 120 subscribers every month. It's not a lot, but I believe that every business nowadays, they need a team that is run by the algorithm that can help you generate leads organically. And YouTube is the best channel to do that, in my opinion, where you can post your podcasts, you can post your master classes, you can post like a prepared content that you do. If you do like a Loom training or you send it to someone, you can post that Loom training in YouTube. And guess what? YouTube remembers. YouTube has an organic way to reach people that are searching and that have an intention to consume a lot of hours of content. So that's kind of been like my focus. Ever since I started taking content seriously once again, because I remember of how I started.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's come back. I want to talk about different channels, different social media platforms, and different types of content. Let's kind of get into that a little bit later. But for now, it's just like why content? Like what does the content help you do? A lot of times, people say, well, they don't have, they feel like they don't have anything to say, which every entrepreneur has plenty of things to say, right? I mean, you could just talk about. So sometimes you say you can talk about what you're passionate about. As a business owner, you would typically talk about things that could lead them to, without it being like a infomercial, but like talk about things that your business is the solution for, maybe, right?
Yes, yeah. So think about YouTube as a funnel, right?
Right.
Think about YouTube, and every single video are mini funnels. So if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see that I put together YouTube as a landing page, basically. So on the top, it's my free course. On the middle, it's my case studies. On the bottom is my top videos, and then other channels that you can subscribe. So it essentially is kind of like a funnel. It's a landing page that essentially is selling by itself. But when people search it organically, the YouTube videos are actually carefully crafted so that it acts as a video sales letter. Now, not every single one of those videos actually are that way, because there's 3 type of videos that I'm currently creating in YouTube. And the reason why you want to do that is, again, you want to take people that are in marketing. There is 5 levels of awareness. And that doesn't come from me. It comes from a guy that is an expert in marketing, where the first one is someone that is unaware that there's a problem. The second one, that there is aware that there's a problem. The third one is that there is aware that there's a solution. The fourth one, that is aware there's a solution. Like, essentially, there is aware that there is a service and something like that, right? Service for this type of solution or some sort of product. And the last one is that someone that is fully aware. And these people are bought in. These people are, your Google type of like very motivated individuals to take action and change, right?
Okay.
So in YouTube, you can create style type of videos that can take them from one level of awareness, right, and consciousness to another level of awareness and act as a funnel, right? People that usually people that are unaware or like problem aware, there is a lot more people that are unaware that maybe they would be attracted to some sort of opportunity, or and something that a lot of people do is that they create type 1 videos that are to make things viral, that are a little bit more broad, that teaches them about opportunities of obtaining something, right? And that ultimately is the type 1 video that I do right now on YouTube. That is very broad, viral based. We talk about viral type of topics within my niche, right? And then, so if people are looking for to start generating money in doing real estate investing and wholesaling real estate, that's a type of viral one that attracts people that are in that awareness level. But there's also other videos, type 2, that are education, that are specifically a VSL type education type of videos that would ultimately teach something to someone that are problem aware, solution aware, and they're aware. There is a level of awareness that is higher than just unaware. And that style it could be a masterclass, or it could be some sort of very strategically done video that a lot, for example, Alex Ramosi does that a lot, where at every really good intro and at every instance, like in the middle and at the end, you do some sort of call to action. You tell them, hey, if you've been having trouble with this, I can help you. Click on the description below, and we'll be able to book a call or something like that.
So the level 1 stuff is all broad based, like kind of you're casting a wide net to just try to catch people's attention for them to get, for example, to get to know you better.
100%. So I did, for example, a YouTube video about Pace Morby, and Pace Morby is very well known, right? And I told people about how his $100 million lead generation channel or lead generation strategy makes him all his millions, right? People want to know about that, right? And within that video, I educate them ultimately about how he does it, but I also educate them about the power of online lead generation or inbound lead generation, like creating your brand, and then many different topics that start making people more aware about different things, right? And I still pour a lot of value in there, and I hint that they actually have some sort of service or some sort of product, right?
Right.
The second one is more like, hey, type 2 is like, hey, I'm going to educate you on the specific problems that you have and specific solutions that you're looking for, right? And then that one doesn't get a lot of views, but it does target people that are a little bit more niche, right?
Right.
So now, we're acting as a funnel. Like, some people are ultimately, there's more broad people. So some people are ultimately being attracted, and then they'll be funneled down. Then there's some people that already either they haven't met us just yet, but they have the problem and they're looking for a solution and they're aware, or people that already follow me that do have that, and now I'm putting that together. And the third one, the type 3, which is ultimately what converts the most usually, is you have podcasts with your clients, you have case studies with your clients, you do maybe a documentary about your client and how you were able to help them succeed, because those are going to take care of people that are on the fence or they're aware about your service or product, they just haven't seen something that will ultimately make them take action, right? So
Yep.
that's why, having case study type, podcast type, even associations with, bigger people, how you help their community or how you can provide value to those people. Those are type of videos that I'm creating, and it's part of the funnel, right?
Yeah.
And listen, I haven't been doing this in a long time, but it's been working, and I've been learning it from a guy that exploded the YouTube channel of agency lab or 7-figure agency owner. His name is Joel Kaplan. Exploded the YouTube channel from like 0 to 300,000 subscribers in less than like a year. And I saw how he did it, and now he's teaching it for free. And the guy's called Lyndon Chastain, something like that. He lives in Thailand right now, but he's American. But the guy is a genius on YouTube, and he explained that very, very well. And the good thing is that you can take all these principles and apply to other social media channels.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and the reason, back to the entrepreneur doing this, like the whole reason is to build your brand and generate your leads, generate leads into your business, right? I mean,
Yeah.
For most entrepreneurs, there's no better use of your time than the top of funnel type stuff, like building your brand, building your reputation, building relationships with people that might help you grow the top end, right? I mean, it's easy to get sucked into the monotony and the administrative part of your business, but you can outsource those things. The face of your brand and the leads coming in is much harder to. I mean, you can outsource components of it, but that should be your sole responsibility as a business owner.
100%. Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So talk about like the interplay between. Well, before we do that, let's talk a little bit about why businesses is generally getting kind of more and more challenging, and I think that a lot of people that are not on social media are just going to get left behind. It's not. There's a bunch of people that say like social media is for creating, not consuming. So it doesn't mean you have to be on there consuming content all day. Like for most people, if they could just take the amount of time they spend consuming content and use that to create content, that would actually help grow their business. Consuming helps nothing, right?
Yeah, and actually this is crazy because I always get into these conversations with my business partner who's a big consumer. Born in America, you're a consumer, basically. So my business partner, he had a shit ton of entertainment YouTube channels that would just consume a lot of his time because like he's a big YouTube guy. He would go to sleep and watching podcasts, and like they were really interesting podcasts, but like you said, it's better to actually put the time into actually creating content. So we ended up filtering like as a commitment to making content better. Every single channel that does not actually educate us into getting better at the business or at our life, and it's just making us consume stuff, we were going to unsubscribe. If at some point we see something that is viral and then all of a sudden it just shows in our homepage, cool, like maybe we get curious about it. But making sure that you filter out everything that you consume is very important. And so I only follow maybe like 5 to 10 channel max, but like these are the Alex Ramosis, the people that put a lot of content for free to teach me how to do better content or how to the specific things that I do want. Here's one philosophy that I have is that if you are thinking that you're subscribed to YouTube channels that are going to educate you, and they do educate you, but you don't do anything with that education, that becomes an entertainment YouTube channel. So it's not educational, it is entertainment because you're only getting entertained because you're not doing anything about it, right? So that's the biggest difference. Like if I were to consume a YouTube video or some sort of content on how to create a better studio on my podcast, but like in a week I haven't done anything about that, you just got entertained, right? You are not educating yourself. like you just got it entertained. So education without implementation and action means nothing.
Right.
I met
Yeah.
so many like very smart individuals that don't have successful companies lives, like they, they're all, they're basically not living well, just because of the lack of action.
Yep.
So I would highly recommend that on content itself. It's like any business, it's gonna take time, but I just start doing it right now, right? I literally, you literally ask me, what do I use, my phone or what, or like a DSLR? Dude, the phones are so good now. Like,
Right.
just you create content with your phone and just put it in like a small tripod or like a small something like this that you can order from Amazon,
Yep.
and then you start recording, or do the DJI Osmo 3, and all of this is going to help you just create the content that you need.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about, I want to get into outsourcing this a
Yeah.
little bit because there's so many ways to kind of outsource this, or maybe even use AI to make content creation easier than ever. But before we talk about that, let's talk about just high level, different social media platforms, because YouTube is generally known as a long form content, right? People are there seeking advice for something generally because they can search for a thing, right? Like Facebook and TikTok and Instagram, whatever your feed serves up is kind of what you're getting. So are you trying to ultimately, you said you're using YouTube as like a landing page ultimately. What are you doing, or how do you interplay the social media platforms across each other? Are you trying to push people ultimately to YouTube, or do you get their email address and try to push them to YouTube? Like, what are you doing to push people to different platforms, or are you not doing that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the biggest guys that I actually learned from to do this, his name is Ravi Abubala. Like, I'm
Yeah,
a big
I
fan
know
of that
Robbie.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know Ravi, right? So he created a method called the self-sustaining funnel, where he wants people to essentially consume as much content before they ever make a business buying decision, because Google itself tells you based on data that people consume about 7 to 11 hours, something like that, on content that before they ever make a buying decision. And this is based on their research and their data that they have, and it's Google. So I want to be able to make people indoctrinate people about my product, about my service, about my brand. All right. And before they ever have to buy, because at the end of the day, um, people want to have a taste, or like some sort of perception that this is exactly what they need for their business, or for whatever that they're doing. And social media, digital marketing, for example, like Instagram and Facebook, whenever you're doing Reels or TikTok, is very short. You only get people attention, and then you have to start the sale after that. But with YouTube can do the sale for you, because people go with the intention, again, in level of awareness, to consume stuff, right? And then if you have a proper funnel in your YouTube channel and your videos, you will not only make them consume, but also take action on the things that they need to do, which is you have those solutions. And if that solution is something that you can just easily do by going into a landing page and booking an appointment with you, now you're generating organic leads, right? Like, for example, I know that SEO, search engine optimization. A lot of businesses, they have a great success with SEO, and it takes a long time. But some businesses, it's very hard for their SEO to work. Like when I'm talking about, let's say, the consultants or coaches that they are, let's say, nationwide, or some services, is very, very hard for SEO to ultimately work and to uh, ultimately have a high impact. It's going to take a long time. So the best SEO website that you can do is YouTube. It literally works like
Right.
SEO.
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
So let's talk about outsourcing a little bit. So obviously you own an outsourcing company, but I've been outsourcing for a long time too. And there's some things some things are easier to outsource And some things are getting easier to outsource than they were in the past. And some things are harder to outsource. Like you still create the content centrally. You're still doing the recordings and things there. And then you are able to pass it off to other people that can help, whether it's editing
Yeah.
or maybe social media management, like maybe even managing your platforms. Maybe talk about like the common roles and like some things that you're able to outsource.
Yeah. So we specialize in roles that help you start returning back time to you. So from executive assistants and admin assistants, these are Swiss Army knife people that are able to like. I don't know if you ever read the book "Buy Back Your Time" by Dan Martell, who's a
Yep.
really good book. It talks about the first, the first portion of the ladder of the hiring ladder is your administration. So we do executive assistants really well and admin assistants because I believe that especially people that are at Swiss Army knife, they're able to help you with a lot of different things that you're doing in a day-to-day basis that shifts your energy and like doesn't allow you to focus and concentrate on the right energies that you need to do. So for whether that's like closing deals, whether that's like creating more customers, more opportunities with affiliates, whatever, like that energy, you need that reserve to do that, delegate that to an executive. And the other roles that we actually help is roles that even though you need to generate leads and even though you need to close more deals, you still need support on the admin and organization and lead management side. So appointment setters are a big one that people do because whenever you're a solo, for example, you're in a solopreneur or you're one of the main closers, you at some point will start generating many appointments, introductory appointments, discovery appointments, to see whether someone is qualified or not to buy your product. But a lot of these people are not going to be fully qualified. So if you're spending like a full 30 minutes to an hour with those individuals, instead of like spending 30 minutes to an hour with qualified people, the appointment setter, what you can do is actually take care of the first calls and then ultimately help you qualify so that you only focus on the higher qualified leads. So the closing ratio, the probability of you closing more deals is higher because you only focus on qualified leads. So appointment
Right.
setter the other one that this one is a sales role. It's not a closer role, but it's a sales role that helps you just maintain your calendar more, more tight with like
Right.
higher quality. So those are the main two that we do. Uh,
Yep.
People like Ryan Pineda have actually hired from us video editors. People like Eddie Malouf have hired from us video editors as well. The owner of what was it, Creative Fest or Creative Hub now, they also hire video editors, and the reason why is because now every business needs social media content and addition of their YouTube videos, of their social media, and they're so reliable. Like the talent in Latin America or offshore that where you can pay per video $10 to $20 per video on short form, it is available. It is so easily available, and these are highly skilled individuals that literally went to university for either cinema or like audio visuals or like video, and like they're just doing that, or even people that just learned it by themselves, right? So you can actually find that so that you don't have the issue of uh, knowing knowing how to edit it, who's going to edit it, like how post it and stuff like that. So this highly educated individuals from Latin America can help you do that content piece, right? And then later
Yeah.
shape up a team around that as well.
How about actually like social media management, like people that are looking at, your specific profile, what's working, what's not, so they can kind of indicate what to create more of, managing comments, like all those things, like DMs that you're getting, like talk about that.
Yeah, so that one would be either some sort of social media manager, content coordinator, or it could be called. So sometimes they also call it community manager, but uh, that is a role that you can find it, and it's something that is someone is very organized, someone that is creative, someone is able to understand marketing and copywriting, and that is found in Latin America. I've found several of these individuals that are truly passionate about uh, this explosion of content that currently is happening right now. So they dedicate their lives to study TikTok, study Instagram, study trends, study kind of what's more viral, why it becomes viral. So I've hired people that literally are so passionate about this, and they're also consumists, but they use the consumption of social media to apply it for their job.
Yeah.
So if you go to hireremotelatinos.com, for example, and you post a free job, you'll be able, and like, let's say it's a social media content coordinator, right? You'll be able to see like there's a lot of people that want this. The only thing is that you have to evaluate their portfolio. If they have helped other brands, if they have helped other business brands, personal brands, or even coordinated, good video editing and good video, good content, uh, good content, let's just call it portfolio, then that was going to tell you whether these people, what type of taste, what type of strategy they have in order to grow a brand. So if they're telling you, hey, this is what we did well because we were able to create lead magnets that ultimately go viral because people want free stuff, and then there is they're actually driving comments, and then we connect ManyChat, and then that ManyChat creates conversations, and that's how we generate leads. And if they're able to explain to you the strategy and how they're going to grow the brand, those are the best type of people that ultimately are going to help you with your social media and stuff like that. They
That's
have
great.
to be able to explain to you the strategy.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways to outsource the stuff that is you're not good at, below your pay grade, whatever it might be, right? I mean, again, as a business owner, you don't want to be spending a lot of time editing videos. You need to be creating more content or building more relationships or
Correct. Yes.
driving your company strategy wise, things like that, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. So Esteban, if folks want to connect with you, thanks for sharing a lot of info with us today on content creation.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am very passionate about helping other investors, just build better businesses,
Yeah.
and then ultimately make more money, uh, live the life that they ever wanted, and just be happy.
Yeah. If folks wanted to connect with you and learn more about what's going on, where do they go?
You can go to my social media at Estenick, so ESTENICK. You can also follow my YouTube channel, Esteban Andrade at REIpreneurs. So I post a lot. I'm posting at least 3 times a week. It's a lot of work, so I hope you appreciate it because I do it with a lot of love and passion.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks again. Folks, go learn more about Esteban at these social media channels. So appreciate you, buddy.
I appreciate you, man.
Good stuff. Everybody, hope you got some good value from today. We'll see you on the next show. Thanks for joining us for today's show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing on your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. You can also check out the show's notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and even how to work with me directly one-on-one. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. See you on the next show.